Listen, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we got breaking news in the sport of boxing right now. Listen, we coming off the heels of the whole entire Shakur Stevenson bout against Edwin De Los Santos. Everybody was upset at his performance. Nonetheless, he walked away as a champion. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the WBC World Lightweight champion. We just got to pay the utmost homage nonetheless. You know, the Southpaw hailing from Newark, New Jersey, 21 and 0. No losses, no draws, 10 wins by the way of knockout. He's the champion. But people don't like the way the fight went down. It put a lot of people to sleep. They believe that he was a little bit scared. He was a little bit nervous. And trainer, you already know the father of Jerron Boots Ennis. You better pay the utmost homage. Bonzi Ennis came out and said that Shakur Stevenson fought like a 45-year-old Floyd Money Mayweather. We all know Floyd Money Mayweather's out there doing all kind of exhibitions. He's on world tours, all kind of stuff. Still making a name in the sport of boxing at this age. But we gotta discuss a couple of things right now and discuss how does this affect Shakur Stevenson. I want to get y'all thoughts. Make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to Flight Sports. Let's get in the comment section. I got my man Phonics in the building. Phonics was good. You see what's going on. What's the deal, Phonics?
Yo, what's good, man? Yo, this doesn't affect Shakur Stevenson with real hardcore boxing fans. It affects him with the novice fan, the casual fan, because the casual fan thinks every time a Bruce Ennis or Shakur Stevenson or Tank Davis get in the ring, they're supposed to knock somebody out. That's not how boxing works. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't work like that. You're not gonna knock somebody out every fight. It is gonna go the distance. You know what I'm saying? There is gonna be difficulty. You know what I'm saying? Shakur Stevenson is a yes, he's a great fighter, but he's also a human being. And as we see with all of our greatest athletes, sometimes it's just not their night. But he still came off with the victory, which means more than anything. You know what I'm saying? Now the problem with Shakur Stevenson and all of these young fighters, they're not active enough. They don't fight enough. All of this fighting once a year, once every 6 months. This is what you're seeing rust. Sparring is not the same thing as actively getting in the ring. You know what I'm saying? On fight night. So this is where you're gonna continue to see this. Hell, you know what I'm saying? Bruce Father, you know what I'm saying? He said that, but his son's last performance wasn't that good either. They're not fighting, they're not being active enough. So we're gonna continue to see this. Ring rust is what they call it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I understand where you're coming from. I think a lot of people are upset because they felt like it was some counter shots that Shakur could have took a little bit advantage of. And people did acknowledge Edwin De Los Santos's power. He had a little awkwardness to his game, and people felt that Shakur was being very much concerned, trying to avoid the power at the highest power that he could. You know, do you feel like he missed some counter shots? Was he too concerned with the power from Edwin De Los Santos? What did you see?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But see, that's the thing with those Dominican fighters. Yo, they tough, and there's been a big argument over the last few years that black boxers were avoiding Dominican fighters. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he had to respect that power. However, Shakur is alleging that he wasn't 100% when he went into the fight. He said no excuses, but he also said that. And Shakur, being a man of his word, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna roll with that because that can be a possibility. You know what I'm saying? But again, I still think it's all down to the fact that he's not active enough. You know what I'm saying? Because if he was active enough, you know what I'm saying, he would have been, I think he would have been sharper. I just really believe that. I believe that he could have absorbed those hits better and he would have countered better. I mean, Shakur Stevenson is one of the best defensive boxers in boxing currently. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, man, he had a little hiccup, and it's back to it. You know what I'm saying? It's back to it. But
Yeah.
the Devin Haney's of the world, shut your mouth. You know what I'm saying? All the others, like, shut your mouth. Devin Haney, your last couple of fights have been straight snorers. know what I'm saying, nothing to even talk about. You know, so now you got Regis Porges coming up. Again, that's going to be a boring fight. Regis, and I don't even know why Devin Haney took that fight. I'm sorry to get on topic a little bit, but I don't know why Devin Haney took that fight. Regis Porges in his last fight in his hometown of New Orleans, he looked at horrible. He looked at
Yeah.
horrible. He got the win, but he
Now,
looked at horrible.
now Devin get an opportunity in his hometown up there in the Bay. So that's like a homecoming for him. Let's see what happens. I mean, do you feel like there's gonna be pressure on Haney in this fight after the Shakur bout? What do you think?
I don't think Devin Haney gives a F. You know what I'm saying? He gonna go in there and put on the same boring performance, and you know what I'm saying. That's gonna be that because Devin Haney doesn't have that same kind of what's the word I'm looking for? People don't expect from him what they expect from people like Shakur Stevenson or Tank Davis. They expect Shakur to go in there and put a dude out. You know what I'm saying? Like finish him. We don't expect that from Devin Haney, champion or no champion. We don't expect that. You know.
Yeah,
So Shakur Stevenson will be all right, man. You know, it was a hiccup. It happens. I just think that he needs to be more active. You know, I know he's chasing greatness and belts, and okay, you know, you keep saying line him up, and these people don't want to fight you. Then you got to take on somebody else, man. But he needs to be fighting 3 times a year.
yeah, I feel that. It's kind of crazy. So, how do you feel like he would fare up against some of the top people in the division? You know, or the Frank Martins of the world. You know, some of these other people that they claim are the big names. I can't really say they're the top guys, but what do you think about the Haneys and the Tanks? After a fight like this, how would he respect the power of Javante?
I think
Are we
that would
gonna
be a
see
good.
another? We're gonna see another situation like this where people are upset.
I think that would be a good fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Shakur won nothing with Tank, man. I just still think Tank is that dude, man. I don't care what nobody say. But you know what I'm saying? Frank Martin, that'll definitely be a good fight. I think Shakur will win that fight, man. You know what I'm saying? Lomachenko, I think he'll win that fight. You know what I'm saying? But again, these are guys that he wanted to fight and they were avoiding him. This is the only reason he took De Los Santos. The Frank Martin thing, it totally fell through because Frank Martin didn't, and he explained this when he was interviewed. Like, yo, they said they had everything ready, and Frank Martin just, you know what I'm saying? Because, like you said, nobody wants to take that L. And we talked about this before. Everybody seen what happened, man, with Spence Crawford. Do you think top dudes want to take an L right now and mess up their money? Nah, man, they don't. So you'll do what a Devin Haney did. You'll go fight for Jadis. Yo, it's still a good check, and you still champion at the end of the day. You ain't got to work your way back up. Spence got to
Right,
work his way back up. And God forbid he loses for a second time. Man, he's starting from the bottom.
right. I totally agree with you. For more news updates and more on this situation, make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to Flight Sports. People are still upset over this lackluster performance by Shakur. Where some people would say that, some people would say that this was a boxing showcase. But I understand where you're coming from. It is what it is. Shakur acknowledged he wasn't himself, but let's hope for the best for Shakur Stevenson. We support him here at Flight Sports. We want to see him in the best bouts possible. We're gonna get into more on this subject. It's Flight Sports TV.